The following is rated TV MA and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Okay, people, what's up? I'm back. I don't know if y'all missed me, but I'm back. Anyways, today is Time Warp Thursday. All about paranormal, unsolved mystery type stuff. You know, Bigfoot, urban legends, myths, all those little freaky things that go on in the world. But welcome back to Talk Radio. We're diving into the past to explore some of history's most fascinating and mysterious events today. Before we begin, let's take a moment to appreciate where we are in the year. So today is March 27th, 2025. That puts us at 23.56% through the year of 2025. And that's 12 weeks and 2 days into the year. Equals 86 days, 2,064 hours, 123,840 minutes, and a whopping 7,430,400 seconds have gone by. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy how 7 million seconds. I can't even keep calculation on that. But now let's shift our focus to the past. Tonight we have two incredible stories that have baffled historians, scientists, and conspiracy theorists for generations. First, we will explore the legend of the lost city of Atlantis. Was it real or just a myth? Then we'll set sail into the chilling mystery of the Mary Celeste, the infamous ghost ship found abandoned in the Atlantic in 1872. Get ready to journey into the unknown. Never know if people on the show could have opinions that may help solve some of these little cases. Okay? It's very unlikely, but you never know. It's crazy how things can happen in this world. To open the segment today, we're diving deep, literally, into one of history's most intriguing mysteries, the lost city of Atlantis. Was it real? Where did it go? And why has this legend fascinated people for centuries? Let's unravel the mystery together and see what kind of things people talk about. Y'all can feel free to chat live, sharing your thoughts, your opinions, your whatever. First, we'll explore the origins of the Atlantis story as told by the ancient philosopher Plato. Plato, I always like that name because it's like a plate with an O on it. Plato. Or it's like that, what's that stuff you play with Play-Doh? Then we'll delve into various theories about its possible locations and the evidence supporting them. Finally, we'll examine how Atlantis has influenced popular culture throughout the years. So audience questions now. What do you think? Do you believe Atlantis was real, a lost civilization buried under the sea, or simply a fictional cautionary tale? Drop a comment or message. I want to hear your theories, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. Feel free to comment anytime you want. I can always see the comments popping up. So now we get into some of the stuff. The origin of Atlantis. The legend of Atlantis originates from the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who introduced the tale around 360 BC BCE, says, I don't know, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. So who was Plato? Plato was a student of Socrates and a teacher of Aristotle. He founded the academy in Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning in the Western world. What did he say about Atlantis? Plato described Atlantis as a powerful and advanced naval empire located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, known today as the Strait of Gibraltar. The Atlanteans were said to have created a utopian civilization rich in resources and military might. However, their hubris, sorry if I can't say these words right sometimes, their hubris led to their downfall, and Atlantis was perpetually submerged into the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. Was Plato recounting history or crafting fiction? That audience question there. Was Plato recounting history or crafting fiction? Was he writing stories to give people something to talk about? you know, uh, Scholars have long debated this question. Many consider the story an allegory, illustrating the dangers of moral and societal decay. Others speculate that Plato may have been inspired by real events or civilizations, such as the Minoans or the city of Halik, comparing Atlantis to other ancient myths of lost civilizations. Similar tales exist, like the biblical story of the Great Flood or the legend of Lemura, however you say it, suggesting a human fascination with lost worlds and cataclysmic events. So, again, was Atlantis real? Or was it simply a cautionary tale about the rise and fall of civilization, written kind of by Plato to give warning to people of what can happen in certain situations or whatnot? Theories about Atlantis. If Atlantis was real, where was it? Over the years, many locations have been proposed. The Minoan civilization and Santorini theory. The Minoans thrived on Crete and nearby islands, boasting advanced architecture and trade networks. Around 1600 BCE, a massive volcano eruption on Santorini devastated the region. Some scholars believe this event could have inspired Plato's account of Atlantis. I don't know if it's kind of like Plato writing stories and giving people warnings, or it's so long ago, it's mind-boggling to try to figure it out, think about it, and be like, I don't know. But it's possible. People write stories, and it can be taken as real at some points, and being in the future now, and you hear about stuff, it's kind of like, was that real? Was that true? I didn't read the text. I don't know about the writings of it back those days and all that stuff. So I don't know what to think. Totally. The Atlantic Ocean and Azores theory. Plato's texts place Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules, leading some to speculate it lays in the Atlantic Ocean. The Azores, a group of islands in the mid-Atlantic, have been suggested as remnants of this lost land. So they're saying that Azores is like part of or remnants of Atlantis. Like it's what's left over from Atlantis or something. And then we get into the Caribbean and Bimini Road theory. In the 1960s, divers discovered the Bimini Road near the Bahamas, a series of underwater rock formations. While some believe these are remnants of Atlantis, scientists argue they are natural formations. So then you got the Bimini Road, which was found by divers, and could be like walkways for Atlantis, or like roads or whatever. And scientists argue that they're natural formations. It depends on how they were formed, like how the formation is. Is it like set up to be like a walkway or a road? Is it like rocks side by side for a while, or is it like just rocks scattered everywhere? Because if they're scattered everywhere, then yeah, it's just natural formations of underwater. And then there's the Antarctica hypothesis. You gotta love the big words. Hypothesis. Could Atlantis have been located in Antarctica before it was covered in ice? Some theories suggest that ancient maps like the Pereiri's map indicate knowledge of an ice-free Antarctica, hinting at a lost civilization. That one's kind of interesting because, like, was there a time that Antarctica was ice-free and didn't have all the ice? And could that be Atlantis? Could Atlantis have turned into the ice-ridden Antarctica? Interesting little theory there. I could maybe fall into that category of thinking that way because it makes sense. Next is the alien connection. Of course, got to have aliens on Time Warp Thursday. Some fringe theories propose that Atlantis was a technologically advanced society with extraterrestrial origins. These ideas, while popular in some circles, lack empirical evidence. So they're saying aliens created it, and it was an alien place. The aliens lived there, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible, because, I believe aliens have been coming to this planet for forever, okay? And people just don't. Some people don't believe in aliens. Some people believe in aliens. I'm one that believes in aliens. So I always want to sit here and think the aliens have been coming to this world forever. And they still come. Hell, I think aliens living on the planet now. Okay? I mean, not to make fun, but look at Elon Musk. He looks like a freaking alien. And he be creating all these like the space stuff going on in space, SpaceX or whatever, and like Tesla and all these different like things. And yeah, he's very, very, very intelligent. And aliens are very, very intelligent. And his face looks like it's like plastic or something. I don't know. The boy looks weird. I don't know. I'm not saying Elon Musk is an alien. So if like Elon Musk ever see my videos, stumbles on and be like, I'm not an alien. I didn't say you were. I said you look like. Okay? There's a difference. So which of these theories sounds the most plausible to you? The Minoan Society or whatever, the Atlantic Ocean and Azores, the Caribbean and the Bimini Road, or the Antarctica hypothesis, or the alien connection. Which one do you guys think is the most plausible to be a theory for Atlantis? I'm thinking the Antarctica one sounds kind of like it makes sense. Like maybe Atlantis turned into Antarctica, like froze over and ice everywhere, and it just became a lost civilization. I mean, it seems reasonable, impossible, and it just kind of makes sense in a way. So evidence and controversy. Despite numerous expeditions and studies, no definitive archaeological evidence of Atlantis has ever been found. Skepticism from historians and scientists. Many experts view the Atlantis story as a philosophical allegory rather than a historical event. The lack of tangible evidence supports the notion that Atlantis was a myth crafted by Plato to convey moral lessons, which is another one that could be possible. He could have been writing stories to, just convey moral lessons and teach people and warn people, stuff like that. But who knows? Okay. Potential evidence of lost civilizations. Underwater structures have been found off the coast of Spain, Japan, and India, sparking speculation about ancient submerged cities. So, other cities other than Atlantis, there are multiples. However, these findings often lack consensus regarding their connection to Atlantis. Another question, could Atlantis have been a smaller, lesser-known civilization that disappeared due to natural disasters, like earthquakes or volcanoes, maybe the volcano erupted and it sank it into the ocean, or an earthquake that caused it to like sink to the bottom of the ocean. Who knows? Um, Next is Atlantis in pop culture. Pop culture, which is like the today type thing. Pop culture. We all pop culture. Atlantis has inspired countless books, movies, TV shows, and conspiracy theories. Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire, an animated film depicting Atlantis as an advanced underwater kingdom. Aquaman, a superhero narrative featuring Atlantis as a thriving underwater civilization. Documentaries and TV shows like Ancient Aliens explored the Atlantis legend, often delving into speculative theories. In literature, from Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, to contemporary novels, the myth continues to inspire storytelling. Atlantis continues to capture the minds of people, like people who want to sit there and be like, did it exist? Was there really an Atlantis? And where is it now? What happened to it? Why did it disappear? So, like I say, I think that Antarctica one's a good one. The alien one, I can possibly see that. Aliens coming down, creating this civilization of like other aliens and just smart people, and then leaving and making Atlantis disappear, or sinking to the bottom of the ocean, or whatever the case may be, because the aliens left and didn't want to be part of that no more. I don't know. Anything's possible. And like I say, feel free to comment your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, because I'm hoping over time to gain audience communication and all that stuff. And before I forget, between segments here, since the Atlantis one's kind of done, I'm just kind of closing out with some talking about it. But yesterday I didn't do Wedgie Wednesday, but I got out today, did a little recording, and put it together as a Wedgie Wednesday. That's up on YouTube now. I'll share the link over on Facebook and stuff, so y'all can watch it. And then tomorrow, finally Friday, will be the last live show for a while, and I'll be going to pre-recorded next week, starting Monday. So just prepare for pre-recorded stuff instead of the lives all the time. I'll have random lives here and there just to kind of throw you off. Come live and you'll be like, is this pre-recorded or live? You'll know as soon as I come on. Once you see the scrolling text on the bottom, you'll know it's live. Once you see the view counts up in the corner, you'll know it's live. But the Wedgie Wednesday, I went out to the park today, hung out, just kind of walked around and recorded some stuff, and then I threw the episode together. It's a little bit longer than the normals. That's why these pre-recorded episodes could range between 1 hour and 2 hours, depending on how much I have going on with blabbing and stuff like that. Like Wedgie Wednesday that I did, it's pretty much 2 hour episode. So, but the last while of it, you can fast forward through because it's boring. Trust me, it's boring because I'm the one that did it and recorded it. It's boring. You don't want to be bored for an hour, some minutes or whatever. Yeah, you can skip the last hour because I was just trying stuff. I got out, did some clips, recorded myself walking home the entire way, which was an hour and 15-minute walk. And I just sat there recording the whole time. Feeling weird, but I did it. And then, like, next Friday, I'll have an interview with Michael Allison. It'll be a pre-recorded show, so pre-recorded interview, pre-recorded show. Hopefully, I think I figured out the echo thing and how to fix it. So hopefully I can, have it fixed and solved, and I won't have to worry about that no more. And then when I have guests on that have been on already and they want to come back, they'll have a better experience. No more echo, no more weirdness. And it'd be kind of like, a proper interview. So, going into the second part of this episode here, next we're delving into one of the most haunting maritime mysteries, the disappearance of the crew of the Mary Celeste, found drifting in the Atlantic in 1872. This ghost ship was discovered completely abandoned with no sign of what had happened to its crew. What happened aboard this ship, and why does this mystery continue to intrigue us? Let's explore the eerie unknown. So, introduced to Mary Celeste, a merchant brigantine found deserted on December 4th, 1872, between the Azores and Portugal. Highlight its historical significance as one of the most enduring maritime mysteries. And then we're going to discuss why this unresolved case continues to capture the public's imagination. I don't want those kind of messages on Twitch. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. I don't care about cheap viewers, man. I'm just doing my show here. Advertising on comments. Okay, so audience question. What do you think happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Was it piracy, natural causes, or something more mysterious? Share your thoughts and theories with us. First segment, the discovery of the Mary Celeste. As I said, on December 4th, 1872, the British brigantine De Gracia encountered the Mary Celeste adrift between the Azores and Portugal. Key observations by the De Gracia crew: the ship was intact with no significant damage or signs of violence. Cargo, personal belongings, and ample provisions were untouched, but the lifeboat was missing. The last log entry was dated November 25th, 1872, offering no clues about the crew's disappearance. No distress signals were observed, and everything appeared normal, aside from the absence of the crew. So, what could have caused an entire crew to vanish without leaving a trace? Could it have been pirates coming and taking over, and taking them in their own lifeboat, tying it to the pirate ship, and towing them away or something? Or could they have thought something was wrong with the ship and got in the lifeboat and tried to follow the boat and then got lost or something? There's many different theories that I've heard over the years, like that one where I was mentioning, where something was going on the boat and they got onto their lifeboat with a rope, and then they lost the rope and lost the ship and just drifted off somewhere else and got lost in the ocean. I've heard that theory before. Which brings us into the theories behind the disappearance. Over the years, various theories have emerged, some more plausible than others. Okay. First, piracy or mutiny. Piracy. While pirates were active during that era, the untouched cargo and personal items makes this theory less likely. Mutiny. No signs of struggle or violence were evident, and Captain Briggs was known for his fair leadership, making mutiny an improbable cause. So those two seem to be out of the question, because if it was pirates, they might have stole the cargo, stole personal items of people on the boat. Do you believe in aliens? Yes, I believe in aliens. Thank you for commenting, Loco, over on Kick. I appreciate your comments and watching my show. But yeah, the piracy thing, with the cargo not being touched, personal items not being touched, I don't think pirates were, involved, because they would have stolen some stuff. mutiny, the leader seemed fair, so why mutiny and just leave? Um, so some other ideas: freak weather events, water spouts, or rogue waves. Water spouts, these tornado-like phenomena over water could have caused sudden flooding, prompting the crew to abandon ship hastily. Uh, what makes me believe in aliens? I just always have believed in aliens, loco. It's just kind of a personal belief of mine, any personal experience. I believe I have had personal experience because I have a scar on my arm that, like, overnight one night, arm got sliced open, and then it healed, and it scarred, and then, like, a year or two later, it cut back open in the exact same spot over the scar, or on the scar, and then healed and scarred back up. I think aliens took me and, like, put some kind of machine in my arm, and then it came back and took me again to take it back to get the data or something. So, but I mean, I've just always had the belief in aliens because we can't be the only ones in this entire universe. It's just kind of like who's gonna be, or who wouldn't think that this world is the only world in this universe. I mean, you've got to have other life forms in this galaxy, universe, whatever. Dang, yes, that's a solid assumption. Thank you. So next we got rogue waves on the Mary Celeste story. A sudden massive wave might have swept the crew overboard or led them to believe the ship was sinking, leading to evacuation. And those are kind of the stories I've heard. The water spouts and rogue wave things, which is possible. I've also heard this next one: explosion from alcohol fumes. The Mary Celeste was transporting 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol. Some speculate that alcohol vapors built up, causing a minor explosion or the threat thereof, which could have panicked the crew into abandoning the ship. However, no fire damage was found, and most of the cargo was intact. So, yeah, what about ghosts? You ever seen paranormal activities? Yes, I believe in ghosts. I've seen ghosts at the old abandoned mental hospital that we used to go kind of hang out. So, yes, I've seen ghosts. I believe totally in ghosts. So back to the Mary Celeste, and we're getting into this one now, where it's paranormal and alien theories, supernatural events. Some believe ghostly forces were at play, leading to the crew's disappearance. Alien abduction. UFO enthusiasts suggest extraterrestrials may have abducted the crew, leaving the ship unscathed. And those two are also possible. I don't know about the ghostly forces. What would the ghostly forces do? Like, force them off the ship somehow or something? But the alien abduction, I can totally see, because, like, some alien ship hovering over the Mary Celeste, beam them up into spaceship and fly off with them, and so that's possible. Loco, I have a story, but scared to tell anybody. They will just think I'm crazy and not believe me. I've kept it to myself for years. Interesting. Never be afraid to tell, like, even your friends, man. Friends aren't going to be the ones to be judging you or nothing. They be like wanting to hear the stories. But which of these theories seems most plausible to you? Or do you have another explanation for the crew's disappearance? So we got piracy or mutiny, freak weather events, explosion from alcohol fumes, or the paranormal and alien theories. I would almost go with the alien abduction, because that makes a lot of sense to be like, spaceship coming over you and just abducted. We're taking you up to our planet. But you never know. I mean, it could have been anything. And being 1872, most of us, all of us, weren't even thought of back then. Okay. Um, Next segment, the aftermath and legacy. The Mary Celeste was taken to Gibraltar for investigation. Despite thorough inquiries, no definitive conclusions were reached. The ship continued to sail under new ownership, but was often regarded as cursed due to its eerie history. In 1885, the Mary Celeste met its end when it was deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti as part of an attempted insurance fraud. Okay, interesting way to close out the Mary Celeste. Now we're gonna purposely wreck it off the coast of Haiti and try to get some insurance out there. The case remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in maritime history, fueling tales of ghost ships and unexplained disappearances. Mary Celeste in pop culture now. Pop culture. Which is us. We pop culture because pop culture. The mystery of the Mary Celeste has influenced numerous works of fiction and media. Literature. Arthur Conan Doyle's 1884 short story, J. Habakkuk Jepson's statement fictionalized the incident significantly, contributing to the ship's legend. In the film, the 1935 movie The Mystery of the Mary Celeste, starring Bela Lugosi, dramatized the events surrounding the ship's abandonment. Oh, I never knew they had a movie with Bela Lugosi. That's interesting. And, I'm not a big buff on old-time movies, but that one might be interesting to watch. Documentaries, various television programs and documentaries have explored the case, examining both conventional and outlandish theories. Cultural impact. The term Mary Celeste has become synonymous with unexplained disappearances and ghost ships in popular culture. So, what do you think? The mystery of the Mary Celeste endures. Was it a natural disaster, human error, something beyond our understanding? What do you think happened? Share your thoughts, share your feelings. I always like reading my chat, like Loco, they're talking about, ghosts and aliens, and now he has a story, but he's scared to tell anybody. They will just think I'm crazy and not believe me. People are like that sometimes. But if you're going to tell a friend, they shouldn't judge you and make fun of you or nothing like that. But I just like hearing theories and just thoughts that go into these things. Because, it's always fun to have debates about things. And being that I'm trying to build this show to be, communicato, and next week when I go fully, just completely pre-recorded, I'm going to try to be on at 11 o'clock, because I'll post them every night at 11 o'clock, upload them, and I'll try to be on, and I'll kind of watch it at 11 with you all, and if you post in chat, I'll post in chat and reply and have a little conversation that way to keep communicator going. You can always, check out my website, Pro Rules Entertainment. Go chat in the forum. I got the Unsolved Mysteries forum where you can post about each story I post, or each story I talk about, and kind of, chat about it in the forums. So become a member of my website, build that community as well. Got some things coming up in the future with Pro Rules Entertainment too. That I'm trying to kind of plan out some stuff, hoping for some things, shooting for some goals and some dreams, and trying to make things happen over there. So having people join and become members of my community over there, we can talk about things and just kind of bounce ideas back and forth, stuff like that. Read my blog, go to the forums and chat, go to the groups and chat, watch my live stream over there, talk radio over on Pro Rules Entertainment, and just, be a part of the building of my brand, my company, my content. Because over the next 5 months, when it's nice out, spring and summertime, when it starts getting good weather, I'm going to be going to the park a lot, different places, filming some clips for D&J Show Season 3. So feel free to watch Season 1 and Season 2 over on YouTube. Because I got D&J Show posted over there on YouTube. Season 1, Season 2. It's also over on Crow Rules Entertainment website. D&J Show Season 1 and 2. You can watch them to get caught up and just know who Dan is. D&J, Dan, and then me, John. And Dan passed away 4 years ago, I believe it was. And I just want to do a Season 3 in tribute to Dan and just kind of have a in-memory type of season. Talking about Dan, showing his best moments, talking about his best moments, just sharing the life of Dan. And will it move on to D&J Show Season 4 and 5, 6? I don't know. It's going to take planning for that because Dan won't be around. There'll be no D. So it'd be like, how am I going to keep a D&J if there's no D? But I can plan it out and think about it. And then there's, other things in my head that, content worthy that I want to work on. So a lot going in my head and in my visions and goals and dreams of what I want my business to be like and content that I put out. This is just basically a talk show. Every night I just come and talk. I always tease I'm going to be the next Jimmy Kimmel. I'm going to be better than Jimmy Kimmel. I know I'm not going to be better than Jimmy Kimmel. But I can say it, right? I can say it. But if you, like right now on the bottom, GoFundMe fundraising, help me build my business. There's links in my description that has a bunch of different links. I mean, different ways to support me. Like the GoFundMe, my merch and tips through Streamlabs, my affiliates with W Energy and Rogue Energy and Swift Energy. You buy from them, I get like a little bit of a, cut from it and stuff like that. So, just kind of click around on the links, check some stuff out, and see what happens. Upcoming guests, like I said, April 4th, next Friday, Michael Allison. April 10th, Brown O'Landrum. Brown O'Landrum wanted to do live, but I may email and be like, oh, we can just do pre-recorded. Because I want to try to start doing just fully pre-recorded. Better quality, okay? Better quality. And I can plan it out better and actually edit it to take off parts that I don't want on there. Say there's a time where I'm silent for 2 minutes and looking like a dork. I can just edit that out. Say bye-bye to that. Bye-bye. And then go from there. The only problem with going fully pre-recorded is Kick and Twitch doesn't allow you to upload videos. So you got to be live for Kick and Twitch, which is kind of sucky, but I don't know why they do that. I guess they're just a live stream platform, and that's it. YouTube, you can upload content, all that stuff. And Facebook, you can upload the content and make it so it's live. So I can still probably be live on Facebook in a sense, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow, finally Friday, that'll be the last live show for a while. And then I'm going to be doing pre-recorded stuff for the next however long. Starting next Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. I'll be uploading them. And then you can watch them, live chat. I'll watch it too at 11 o'clock just to kind of chat with you guys and keep content going. And communication, not content, communication. Okay. But tonight was just the Unsolved Mystery thing, and I always kind of like Time Warp Thursday for those reasons. We could talk about Unsolved Mysteries, try to solve these things. or at least get kind of a better idea of what happened or stuff like that. So if you go to Crow Rules Entertainment, www.crowrulesentertainment.com, sign up to be a member of the site and be part of the community. Check out the forums. You can post in the Unsolved Mysteries forum, reply to any of these unsolved mysteries, or post your own like unsolved mysteries that you've heard of, and maybe I can bring that onto the show as a segment to where everybody can talk about it. There's just a lot that can be going on. I want my community to be my community and be part of these things. Like next Monday's show is going to be about setbacks turning into a comeback. And I want my viewers to, send me comments, even if it's replying to this show. Send me a comment of how, if you've had the experience of having a setback that turned into a comeback and you came out of it better, because then I can maybe give a shout out on Monday of whatever viewer posted that and be like, yeah, what's up? They had a setback. They turned it into something good and it was a comeback and they live in a lodge. Me, I haven't really had setbacks, but I'm just trying to make a comeback. Not from setback, but just from not having nothing to be in a comeback. And like having success with Crow Rules Entertainment and talk radio and D&J show and any other content creations that I come up with, or other things, other projects that I'm working on trying to bring to life. So there's a lot going on in my brain and a lot that could happen with Crow Rules Entertainment, and I'm hoping to, have fun with it. New like from my mama again, Nancy Armstrong. Always new likes from my mama. Earlier you saw the new follower from Loco over on Kick. I thank you for following me over on Kick. Any of y'all that follow me on Twitch or Kick, because when I'm not live, you won't see me on Twitch and Kick. So if you want to transfer over to YouTube, Riley Radio on YouTube, same username as Twitch and Kick, just on YouTube, and you can transfer over there, subscribe, and keep an eye out for it, and then then you'll be able to see every episode and chat, blah blah blah, and just kind of have fun with it all. I am trying to get better. Okay. When I started talk radio, season 1, like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, I was like a nervous wreck and just didn't know what I was doing completely, and I was just like trying to figure it out. And then we move into many episodes. I mean, this is season 2, episode 55. So I mean, I've had a lot of time to like get used to this and feel more comfortable, even though sometimes I still get the nerves and the anxiety. But I fight through that. Like on Wednesday when I walked home from the park, and before I was starting to walk, I said, I always worried about people looking at me and thinking I'm weird because I'm videotaping. I walk home. But I'm going to try not to give a damn what people think anymore. If they don't like it, why are they worrying about it? They don't know me. So what? I'm walking around with my cell phone videotaping. Big deal. If you don't like it, don't look at me. Okay? So I'm starting to try to be in that kind of frame of mind where if I'm out in public recording clips for talk radio or D&J show or whatever the case may be, I'm going to try not to care what people think. Like if they're walking by me and I'm talking about something for talk radio, who cares if they're thinking I'm weird? I don't really care. If I'm talking about D&J show and I'm talking about Dan being dead and showing respects to Dan and talking about best moments of Dan, and people walk by and they don't like it, oh well. I gotta stick with that frame of mind and not care what people think, because my main thing in life is I always care what people think. Like, no, they're judging me. Who cares? Is it hurting me that they're judging me? Not really. I mean, it's not hurting me physically or mentally. Well, kind of mentally because I let it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I thank you all for joining me tonight and listening to the stories of Atlantis and uh, the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship Mary Celeste. Next week we'll have 2 more unsolved mysteries that we'll cover. Uh, it will be pre-recorded, so it'll be more kind of like I won't be able to reply to comments like "Oh, go over there talk" when he was talking. But I will be able to type and reply to text because, like I say, I'll try to watch it as it's, airing. When I get it uploaded, I'll watch it, and you guys can watch it, and it'll be cool. Because it'll be the same time, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you're watching and you're typing, and I type, I'm not live, but I'll be live chatting, kind of keeping in contact with my viewers and building that community with my viewers. And that's what I want. I want to build a community, people who like my show and like to talk and chat, and all that stuff. So yeah, 2 more unsolved mysteries next week. I don't have them figured out which ones I'm going to be talking about next week yet. I always, so when I get ready to record it, I'll come up with the whole unsolved mysteries to talk about and go from there. Until then, check out Crow's Entertainment, go to the forums and chat about the mysteries I already have up on there, including the 2 from tonight. I will put on the forum tonight. I will go and post about it, and you guys can reply and just kind of have conversation. The more the merrier from members over on Crow's Entertainment. Right now there's 3 members, and 2 of them don't really do anything. I'm the only one that's active over there. So y'all can join and become active in the forums, reading my blogs and replying to my blogs, watching talk radio over there, and D&J show, and any other live streams I do. Between gaming live streams like Dandy's World or whatever games I play, and all that stuff. And keep an eye out for projects that are coming. I'm brainstorming things, trying to make things come to life out of my brain, and hoping to have some success at this stuff. Whether it's projects or content or members, more and more members, everything. Just trying to build this. I started Crow's Entertainment in November last year, November of 2024. So November, December, January, February, March. So 5 months. I'm 5 months in, so I'm not too stressed about it. It's just I'm hoping to build a community over there. Just get some communication and support. It don't even have to be financial support. Become a member of the site and chat. Chat in the forums, chat in the groups, all that stuff. 11:49 right now, so we got about 11 minutes left of this episode. Because like I said, when I go fully recorded, the shows will be between an hour to 2 hours, depending on my subjects and stuff. Like Veggie Wednesday from yesterday was 2 hours long. This one's going to be an hour. Tomorrow, probably an hour. Finally, Friday, my last live, probably an hour. Unless I try to do something special and make it a 2-hour live. I don't know. See what happens and go from there. And hopefully some of the guests that I've had on the show that I have asked if they'd be willing to come back on and be a guest again, and they all say, yeah, So might have repeat guests over time. You never know. So look forward to that too. More guests coming. I'm still contacting other people to be guests, just to kind of try to find some guests and keep this thing going and have fun with it. So after this, when I close out this live, I will be going and working on the website a little bit, updating things, posting in the forum, updating my live stream area, doing different things. So, feel free to come check it out as well. And kicking Twitch people, I'm telling you, man, if you want to keep watching talk radio, try heading over to YouTube, subscribe to me over on YouTube. Same username, Riley Radio. And that'll help me get my numbers up over there, subscription-wise. You can watch the short where if I get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will dress like a girl for one of my talk radio episodes. And that one I will do live just to kind of have fun with it and be a dork. The wife put me up to it. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Since I'm shooting for 1,000 subscribers, if I can get to that 1,000 subscribers, yeah, I'll dress up like a girl and make a fool of myself. I don't care. And I'll do it live on talk radio, on all the platforms, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, everything. As long as I get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So help me out, man. Help me out, people. Share my videos even on Facebook or Twitch or not Twitch. Share my videos on Facebook or X or, any other social media platforms that y'all are part of. I don't know. That's the only, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I don't know. I'm just blabbing away for the last 7 minutes here. It's 11:53. Okay? But, I appreciate you guys. Always appreciate anybody who watches. Tonight the numbers were pretty decent. Twitch got up to 2 viewers instead of 1. YouTube's been staying at 2. I like that. And Facebook got 1. And Kick's had at least 1 local watching. So, all you guys watching, awesome. Thank you. Okay? And the Wedgie Wednesday episode that I uploaded, that's a sample of what my pre-recorded content's going to kind of look like and kind of be like multiple clips kind of put together with transitions and kind of blah, blah. And just randomness. This is what I'm good at, randomness. As you watch the D&J show, if you watch the D&J show episodes from season 1 and 2, you'll see randomness. Random clips put together with transitions and made into a show. And trying to make it, flow a little bit. Today, Wedgie Wednesday flowed a little bit pretty good, I think. Feel free to comment on that video and let me know what you thought. And any ideas you have of how I could change it, or using different transition, or adding a little bit of background music, or sound effects, or whatever, to make it more entertaining to you guys. Because I'm always up to entertain my audience. People who watch me and support me, I want to entertain you all and show love to you all, okay? Because y'all are what keeps me going, as well as the wife and other people who support me. My mama, who liked the video tonight. My mama always liked my videos. I guess she has to let her presence be known. She don't really chat, but that's okay. So, with that being said, with 5 minutes left of the show, I will wind down and say goodbye and be like, come back tomorrow. Finally Friday. It could be a a 2-hour ending of lives type celebration. Never know. It could be 1 hour. So it just depends on my mood and my ideas for tomorrow's show, and just kind of my even just my mood. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm only gonna do an hour. If I'm in a good mood, maybe I'll do 2 hours. I don't know. If I have a lot to talk about, maybe I'll do 2 hours. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But until then, so a little over 23 hours until the next talk radio. Tomorrow night, finally Friday. Join me. Everybody on Twitch, Kick, you can join me to end off that era of Twitch, Kick live streams, because you cannot upload videos to Twitch and Kick. It's kind of crazy. At least that's what I read. I don't know. If any of y'all know any different, let me know. But if you want to watch me live tomorrow night and keep up with me on the pre-recorded stuff, check out YouTube and subscribe to me over there. Help me out over there too. And just keep me building here. Keep me growing. Keep me active. And I will not let you guys down, or at least try not to. And just try to make these shows the best I can. And entertain you guys one way or another. Whether it's I'm at a park pre-recording and purposely trip and fall in the grass or something. That would entertain you guys, right? I could put my phone over somewhere and videotaping and walk by and fall and trip on the grass. And then just roll around a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That was a dorky idea, but I could do that if you wanted me to. Yeah, that could be a trending thing. Riley Radio fell and rolled around in the grass. And the ducks attacked him. Anyways, much love. Talk to you guys tomorrow night on Finally Friday. And, just have a good day tomorrow until you see me tomorrow night. So, later.